there's no such thing as the friend zone. I don't know if you guys have heard this yet. It's the newest thing you might not be aware of. You might have thought there was a friend zone. You might have thought that when a girl says, let's just be friends, she means that she's putting you in the friend zone, but that doesn't exist. It's an illusion. It's something that guys made up to face rejection. When a girl's not physically attracted to you, then we call it the friend zone. This is some of the most ridiculous BS that I have heard recently. Well, I had a TikTok account which got banned, mostly for making videos that people didn't like. Nothing really offensive, really. It's pretty crazy. Just talking about not being friends with women, okay, and not being in the friend zone. Those are some of the things. Don't pay girls compliments when you first walk up to them. Give an authentic compliment after she's earned it. Stuff like that. But anyway, got my TikTok account banned. That's fine. Not a big deal. But one of the things that kept on coming up when I was getting these stitches that people were doing with me on my video, they were saying that the friend zone does not exist, right? There were all these women that were replying back, and some kind of soy boyish types of men that were saying the friend zone doesn't exist. So it really got me thinking. I was like, is this really something that people are repeating? Is this a mantra that people are saying? And it absolutely is. There's a very large push now to say that the friend zone doesn't exist, and that's just simply not true, guys. I think the arguments that they make to say that the friend zone doesn't exist is to say that she's just not attracted to you. Get over it. Don't call it the friend zone. But there's two things I would say to that. So first of all, at a face value, it's true, right? You're friend zoned because a woman is not attracted to you. And the reason why women put men in the friend zone, you have to understand, is because they want an easy way to reject a man without the repercussions of violence, right? So women do have to fear that men who are rejected will retaliate with violence. It's not something that men usually have to fear from women, but it does work out that way enough times that women are genuinely afraid of that. And they're also they're not used to facing rejection. They're afraid of a guy being mad at them or upset at them or looking bad in front of other people or seeming like she's stuck up or anything like that. So a lot of times what they do is they say, let's just be friends in defense of that, which makes sense. It's a logical thing to do. You can't really fault women for doing that. So that's the first thing is to understand about that is the friend zone does exist. Women did create it. Men didn't create it. Really, no one created it. It's a byproduct of just the social environment that we live in, that women have certain social pressures. And the easiest thing to do to reject a guy is to soft reject him by saying, let's just be friends. That is what has evolved, and it makes sense. Okay, so to say that it doesn't exist is just a lie. It's not true, right? If it were true that a woman is not attracted to you, she could just say, I'm not attracted to you. The fact that women do say, let's just be friends, means that the friend zone does exist and they have created it. Okay, so let's just get that on the table there. The second thing about this that I think is so important to understand, and it's really going to benefit a lot of you guys to understand this. By the way, if you haven't already join the Bulldog Mindset membership, go check the link down there, $7 for the first month. I'm going to give you a lot more advice, and I want you to go and check that out because you need to know all this stuff about how to behave with women. And what I'm about to tell you in the second part of this video is going to be critical that you understand. I'm going to give you a basic overview here, but go check out the Bulldog Mindset membership. There's a ton of content on dating, on women, on mindset, on finances, building a business, getting in shape, everything you need to know to be the man that you want to be. So go check that out. And full refund if you don't like it. I'll give you your $7 back. So it's basically free. All right. So the second thing about this to understand that's so important is that women do not automatically look at you and decide if they're attracted to you. Yes, that can occur at a surface level, but the way that someone determines whether or not you're attractive to them, right? That we call it chemical, there's chemistry here. it's a lot of different factors that we backwards justify in our head to justify what our conclusion is, right? So this is how I could kind of explain this to you, is that have you ever been weirdly attracted to a girl that is not traditionally hot, right? Have you ever had a crush on a girl that other people didn't necessarily find super attractive, that she's more homely looking? And then you say, well, why is that? What is it, right? And that's what actually makes the strongest crush, right? A very attractive girl, you might not have a super strong crush on, but someone who is not traditionally super good looking, but is decent good looking, that's where you might have the strongest feelings towards. Why? Because there's other things involved, all right? And your brain is filling in the gaps and saying that you're very physically attracted to this person because it's not just the appearance. Now, definitely appearance does matter, right? You're not going to have that kind of response to an ugly girl or a girl that you find ugly or repulsive, but there's so many little factors that play into this. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up in this video and why it's so important to understand is that the friend zone does matter, because it's not like they're saying on TikTok, like women are saying, like these soy boy guys are saying, it's not like a woman looks at you and immediately determines if she's attracted to you. It can happen if you're attractive. If she's physically attracted to you just from your looks, instantly she could feel that. But even then, it's probably not going to be just a still frame of you. It's going to be how you're carrying yourself, your facial features, like your mannerisms, your gait, like all of these split second things. And the example I could give you is that usually if you look around, you can identify a gay guy before he even says anything, before he even does anything, just like within a couple of seconds, right? Because you can identify from posture, from mannerisms, from dress, from all these subtle cues if a guy is gay. So if you can size someone up in a few seconds and figure that out and be pretty accurate about that, think about how other humans interact and how women view you if they find you attractive. Okay. So there's more than just your height. There's more than just your facial features. There's more than just your build going on here. And the reason why that's so important when dealing with the friend zone is because if you just say that the friend zone doesn't really exist and it's just a woman's physically attracted to you or you're not, and there's nothing that you can do that can change that, you're wrong. That is not accurate at all. By understanding that the friend zone exists and understanding that women will see you as a friend or a potential romantic interest, it allows you to have what we call game. It allows you to actually come across in a different way and to know that at any given time, there's this sort of meter, right? And it's like you're either romantic interest or friend zone, we'll say, okay? So not romantic interest. That's the way we could play this, okay? Doesn't mean that she actually has to like you as a friend, but that's how it goes, assuming that you have good rapport. And so what happens is that you may start off over here where she's just like romantic interest on you, and you might actually say some stupid things or not have very good confidence, and she might actually move you more towards the friend zone, or you don't kiss her on the first date. Again, Bulldog Mindset Membership, I tell you how to kiss a girl on the first date and why you got to do it and when to do it. Go check that out. If you haven't, believe me, you need to know that information. All right. But you can move it over here, okay, where she puts you in the friend zone, even though you're super attractive, okay? But it can also go the other way, where she initially has you more, on the friend zone side. Now, it's probably not going to go where she's not attracted to you at all, and then all of a sudden she becomes attracted to you. It can happen. It's just very unlikely. It's not even worth wasting your time with girls like that or trying to sway a girl that far. But many times it'll be in the middle, or many times it'll be slightly towards the friend zone side, especially because women are very picky when it comes to men. They're not typically on the attracted side to most men, right? Men are more like this for every girl that they see, whereas women are much more like this. And so if you understand that, then you can do things, you can come across in ways, you can flirt with her in such ways that you move over here. And because a woman's sexual attraction to a man is mostly psychological, right? Again, her physical attraction to him is visual to a degree, but her sexual attraction to him is mostly psychological. You can get a woman that is very sexually attracted to you, that feels like she has crazy chemistry with you by doing the right things, by coming across the right way, by saying the right things. So does the friend zone exist? Absolutely, the friend zone exists. It's important to recognize and to acknowledge this and understand why do women put guys in the friend zone, all right? It's important to know how to avoid the friend zone in the first place, because getting out of the friend zone is almost impossible. Forget about that. Instead, what you have to do is make sure that you're not putting yourself in the friend zone. And the last thing I'll tell you here is the idea that you have to be smart about when you put a woman to the test for her to evaluate whether she likes you at a romantic level or not. That's why many times it's not a good idea to go up to girls and pay them a sexual compliment or a compliment about their looks, not just because you're putting them on the pedestal. Most guys get that wrong. It doesn't matter. And women are right when they say, yeah, I like to be complimented. Of course they do. Okay. But the problem is when you pay a woman a physical compliment on her beauty, it's not the pedestal thing that matters. That does matter, but it's not as much. What matters is you're putting her to a decision right now to decide if she's sexually attracted to you, if she's physically attracted to you. Okay. And you don't want to do that unless you already know that she is. If you're a very attractive guy, that's fine. That's going to work for you. Okay. This is really understanding the dynamics of the game, is that if you're not the most attractive guy ever, okay, and you do that, she's going to have to be put to a decision right away, and she's going to put you quickly into the friend zone because that's where most guys are going to end up. But if you realize this and understand this, then you can play it in such a way as you don't come across like that. She doesn't know why you're talking to her. Maybe you throw out a little bit of a flirty comment, but this is where you're doing some push-pull, where you're giving her a bit of a compliment, but you're pulling back a little bit, so she's not sure where you stand. You're creating some mystery on yourself. Now, all of a sudden, she's going from initially putting you in the friend zone into, I don't know where she stands with you. And then at the right timing, you say something that indicates that this is a man-to-woman relationship, that you are interested in her in a physical, in a sexual way. And now she's comfortable with it and she says yes. So very, very important that you understand the friend zone. Very, very important how to deal with the friend zone, to not get in the friend zone in the first place, and to know when to pull the trigger on creating that choice for her of whether she's going to put you in the friend zone or put you in the sex zone. Very important.